Dominique had flown 20 straight hours to get to that game. An oddity, the head coach Alexander Gomelsky being given a technical by the Soviet referee. The game went to overtime, then the Hawks broke it open. And Dominique with his patented windmill dunk. And Atlanta won in overtime 110 to 105. I mentioned before Šarūnas Maršalīnas. The NBA director of scouting, Marty Blake, has called him a surefire bet for the NBA. He's compared to Gail Goodrich, although he's bigger and stronger. There are many Soviet players who might play in the NBA, and two of them you'll see tonight. Two drafted by the Atlanta Hawks a couple of years ago, forwards Volkov and Tikhonenko. The Soviet Union, their national team headed for the Olympics against the Atlanta Hawks in the final of the three-game friendship tour. And we'll get back with the starting lineups. NBA helping out the opponents. And as you can read the quote, the tips that the Hawks and other professional teams are giving their opponents is going to make it more difficult for the Olympic team to win the gold medal. The Hawks head coach, Mike Fratello, had a response to that.
When our country decides to stop all of our coaches from doing clinics in foreign countries, when we stop bringing in all these national teams to be used as exhibition games for our college teams before the regular NCAA season starts, when we collectively make a decision to do that, stop trying to improve basketball throughout the world, then I'll be a part of what our country wants to do. But until it's stopped, we bring foreign teams in other sports here that we try to steal from them. We bring hockey teams in from other areas. We bring volleyball teams in from other countries to try and learn from them. And basketball happens to be the sport that we are perceived to be the front runners, okay, ahead of everyone else. So obviously there's more for other people to gain from us than there is for us to steal from them, so to say. I obviously don't want to do anything to hurt our chances in the Olympic competition. I love our country. I root hard for our Olympic coaches every time. I want them to win every game out. But this is an opportunity where two countries are getting together, and because basketball happens to be the common denominator right now for this trip, I have to do the best I can do with my team in trying to prepare them. And unfortunately, if they gain from it, it's not with intent to hurt our Olympic chances in any way.
John Sterling back at the Luzhniki Sports Complex, the Palace of Sports, where this game is being played, where other big events have been played over the year. We're about a few minutes away from the game time. The first two games of this series were played in international or FIBA rules, and the final game was to have been played with NBA rules, but it's kind of a hybrid, and we'll give you some of the rules changes. You'll notice on the court the trapezium lane. It starts out at about 12 from the foul line and goes down to near 20 under the basket. The three-point field goal is in effect. It's shorter than the NBA. It's a little longer than college. It's about 22 feet. The NBA is near 24. There are no 20-second timeouts, but there will be the pro timeouts, which are 7 timeouts in a game. One item that is really different between FIBA rules, the Federation of International Basketball Amateurs, and both pro and college, is you can touch the ball defensively on the rim. In other words, if a Hawk lays the ball up, a Soviet can smack the ball away even when it's on the rim, and it is not goaltending. So there is no goaltending involved unless the ball is coming down in its trajectory. That may be the biggest difference. And the other difference that you will see both helps and hurts the Soviets. You can play zone defense. And I say it helps. It helps because when the Hawks want to go down low to Dominique or Antoine Carr or Kevin Willis, it's much tougher because there will be a player in the lane helping out. He doesn't have to come across and double the way they do in the NBA. There is no such thing as a legal defense. You can play any defense. If you wanted to play 5 men in the lane, you could. How it hurts the Soviets, maybe their best player is Šarūnas Maršalīnas. He has great moves and goes in the lane, but of course now when he goes in the lane, there will be a Hawk there. Maršalīnas will not start today. He has a bad knee. He wants to play very much. Don't forget, the Soviets really want to win one of these games. They've lost the first two, and this is a ball club that represents the cream of the crop of the Soviet Republic, some near 300 million people. So they obviously have some great basketball players. Meanwhile, the Hawks just kind of picked up. They came here in different shifts and got here at different times in their off season after being off for 2 months and have won the first 2 games. So Maršalīnas will not start. Their starting backcourt, Tit Sok, he's the lead guard. He does not look to shoot the ball very much. But we'll give you the Soviet lineup in a minute. Let's talk about the Hawks. They're going to change their lineup today and go with a very big lineup. They go with Cliff Livingston, Antoine Carr, and Kevin Willis up front. Doc Rivers in the backcourt, and Dominique will play big guard. They're throwing a very big lineup at the Soviets. The Soviet national team will have Tit Sok as the lead guard, and Valdis Hormikas at the big guard. He's a very good shooter. Their center is not a very good offensive player, kind of a banger. Belostini, who, by the way, I think is headed for either France or Greece next season. Alexander Belostini. Their forwards, Alexander Volkov, who was once drafted by the Hawks. Very strong, good rebounder. He does not really take the jump shot too much. He prefers to drive to the basket, so the Hawks have been playing a few feet off him, and I wouldn't be surprised if, at least in the beginning of the game, Volkov takes a jump shot. The small forward is the Soviet captain, and that's Sergei Tarakanov. Tarakanov is an outstanding shooter. So is Hormikas. Volkov gets his points going to the basket. And off the bench, they have Remus Kurtinitis, and if Marshalinas plays, very good shooting ball club. You know, one item that you might be surprised about the Soviet team, they, like international teams do, European teams, they run the ball up, and very often they'll take the three-pointer off the fast break, very much like the Denver Nuggets. They do not have much of a post-up game, because it is kind of tough to get a post-up game when the other team is playing zone. The Hawks will be introduced, and here's a hand for Spud Webb, a hero all over the world, whether it's in Lithuania or the Republic of Georgia or here in Moscow. Spud Webb is absolutely loved. You know, you saw at the beginning the tour that we had of Red Square and the Kremlin and St. Basil's, and people just mobbed Spud Webb and Dominique. And not only do the people love him, but so do the Soviet players. The Soviet players practiced with the Hawks at the beginning of this trip. And you're going to see the tour that I talked about before. But these players have gotten very close. Remember, the Soviet players came into Atlanta last summer and played a few games mixing with the Hawk squad. Last night at the Hawks Hotel, Mike Fratello cooked up a bunch of spaghetti with the Soviet national team and our traveling party of some 60 people. It was a terrific party. And at the end of the party, there's Mike, the head coach of the Hawks, as the entire Hawk team was introduced. At the end of the dinner, the Soviet players wanted their pictures taken with Dominique and Spud. Many pictures were taken. It's one of great respect that the Soviet players and the Hawks have for each other. The first player introduced was Alexander Volkov. This is the captain, Sergei Tarakanov. And now the star of the Soviets, Sharunas Marshalinas, who will not play. He not only can handle the ball and shoot it, but he is a great passer. That's Igor Miglenix, a guard who comes off the bench. Good ball player, pretty good shooter. Valera Tikhonenko. Remus Kurtinitis, a terrific jump shooter. That's Yogi Retskov. And another reserve center, Victor Van Krashkin. And here is Valdis Hormikas. And he may be allowed to play next year in West Germany. The big center, Alexander Belostini. The backup center, a very young player and a very promising player, Valera Gobarov. There's a reserve guard, Valdez Valters. And the Soviet coaches. Bruce Alexander will be the NBA referee, and Mikhail Davidov will be the Soviet official, and we are about set to go. An interesting story that occurred in the second game when it was tied at overtime. The Soviet coach, Alexander Gomelsky, actually proposed that the game end right there as a tie. And Mike Fratello very calmly said, look, we didn't fly all those miles, make this long trip in our off season to tie a basketball game. Let's play it out. it doesn't really matter whether we win or lose, but we want to compete. And Mr. Gomelsky said, Michael, he said, do you want to play it out? Mike said, yes. He said, okay, we play it out. And the Hawks went on to win. As I mentioned, the Hawks will go with a very big team today. Something they do very now and then in the regular season, in the NBA season, but mostly during the game. They never start this lineup. But Dominique will play big guard with Rivers. And up front, Antoine Carr, Cliff Livingston, and Kevin Willis. For the Soviets, the center is Alexander Belostini. The forwards are Alexander Volkov and Sergei Tarakanov. The lead guard is Titsok, and the off guard is Valdis Khomikas. And if you're wondering, to play the Soviets, you have to play up on them. They are a terrific outside shooting ball club. So we are all set to go. Bruce Alexander will toss the ball up, and the tip goes to the Soviets. Here's Volkov, who's great going to the basket, and Carr fouls him. It'll be a two-shot foul. When you see Volkov, he stands about 6'9". He can really jump, and he's a very physical player, and he's a very nice guy. Knows English very well, so he's been able to talk to all the Hawks. And he drops in his first foul shot. And the Soviets grab a 1-0 lead. Volkov makes them both. This crowd very much in back of the Soviets. In the first two games, the crowds rooted as much for the Hawks as they rooted for the Soviet national team. That was in Tbilisi and in Vilnius. Carr, front court. Tries to back his man in, can't get there. Now Rivers. Doc off the Carr pick for the jumper. He missed it. It would have been a three-pointer. Willis rebounds, and Kevin lost it going up, but he draws the two-shot foul. The foul is on Tit Sok. They ruled that Willis wasn't going up. We've just begun. The Soviets lead at 2-0. Atlanta trying to sweep the three games. Kevin posted up down low, played by Belostini. The turnaround jumper is in and out. The rebound is tipped and taken away by Tit Sok. Khomikas is stopped by Rivers. If you don't stop them, they'll shoot the three-pointer all the time. Belostini down low normally does not look for a shot. Volkov can't get in. Sok also does not look for the shot very often. Tarakanov does and hits. And it's 4-0. Dominique gets doubled up, gets away, and he's going to lay it up, and no good, but he drew the two-shot foul. Shifts to the Soviet Union, and so they haven't had much time to work on a zone offense. Neek hits them both, and we have a 4-2 ball game. This is the lead guard, Tit Sok, played by Rivers. Off the pick comes Khomikas. On the drive, his shot is blocked, and there's going to be another foul on Antoine Carr. Carr.
USA number 12.
We played about a minute and a half, and the Soviets lead at 4-2. This is Valdis Khomikas, a Soviet veteran, and a very good shooting guard, three-point shooter. I mentioned he's one of the Soviet players who probably will be playing in Europe next year. His second is missed. Belostini misses, and the rebound is taken away by Doc Rivers. Atlanta runs the break. Dominique. He misses the three-pointer, and the rebound taken away by Belostini. Soviets 5-2. Tarakanov. And a foul, a rebounding foul on the Soviet Union. Shots. Here's Battle. John on the drive, and he rolls the shot in. That's the shot that won the first game. Volkov on the drive, that's what he loves to do. Here's Tarakanov, number 6, played by Dominique. Tit Sok, the lead guard, number 5. Off the pick comes Khomikas, number 13. His pass tipped. Belostini doesn't look to shoot the ball. Tarakanov, the runner, is good. And the Soviets lead at 7-4. Neek on the drive gets bumped. It'll be a two-shot foul. Dominique has one more. And it's a 7-6 game. Atlanta puts the trap out, something they practiced yesterday. Volkov to Tarakanov, and he got fouled by Willis. And the Soviets broke that trap very well. Well, Tarakanov has 6 quick points and gets a foul shot to complete a 3-point play. The Soviet Union leading it 9-6 with 9:20 remaining in the first period. This is by far the best reception that the Soviets have had. Really, the Hawks got their share of the crowd in the first 2 games. Rivers trying to come up the Livingston pick. Here's Battle up top. Rivers. The Soviets playing his own. Rivers has hit the 3-pointer. Titso comes across. Here's Volkov on the drive. No one picked him up. It is 12-9 Soviets with 8:45 remaining in the first. Rivers comes front court. He beats Sok in the lane. The runner is no good, but he drew a 2-shot foul. Rivers will get a couple. Glenn has 4 in the game, and he can bring the Hawks within 1. He does not, but Kevin Willis gets in and tips it in. And the ball game is tied at 12. Sok comes across. The way the Hawks feel to play the Soviets, Atlanta has not done it because they're not in good enough shape to do it, is to pressure them. Really play them way outside. Homikas misses the jumper. Dominique gets fouled by Tarakanov, and the ball is knocked out of bounds by Tarakanov right in our booth, and it will be Atlanta Hawks basketball. Dominique tells Bruce Alexander, call the foul. Out of the backcourt comes Rivers. He in battle the backcourt with Dominique Wilkins, Cliff Livingston, and Kevin Willis. Here's Rivers. Neek posts up. There's the center helping out on the zone. The hook is no good. Neek gets the rebound and got fouled going up. You saw this. And now Mike Fratello is voicing his complaints with Mikhail Davidov. Volkov, number 4. And gets the layup. He loves to drive and does it very well. Alexander Volkov. Rivers' pass is knocked away. Volkov sends out Homikas. The Soviet Union by 4, 16-12 with 7.5 remaining in the first period. Neek sets the high pick. Battle off that pick. Volkov jump switches. The pass is knocked away. Loose. Bellastini is tied up, and there will be a jump ball. It's one of them. The tip is taken by the Soviet Union. Here's Homikas. Homikas on the drive. Misses short, and the rebound is tied up. Homikas and Larry Lawrence. And the Soviet Union is much more aggressive tonight, of course, this afternoon back in the States, than they were in the first 2 games. Atlanta kind of controlled the action even though the games were close in the first 2. Lawrence gets the tip. The Soviets get the basketball. Volkov spinning. Great move by Volkov. Alexander Volkov. The Soviets by 6. Dominique the hook is no good. Dominique gets the rebound, back to Battle for the jumper. No. Rebound, Dominique. Dominique drives and lays it up. No. The rebound is taken away by the Soviets. A 2-on-1. Homikas to Tarakanov for the drive. Tarakanov has 9. Volkov has 8. The Soviets lead by 8, and Atlanta calls half remaining in the first period. Atlanta goes with Rivers and Battle, and up front, Konkak, Dominique, and Larry Lawrence. All right, Battle to trigger in. Off the left side pick comes Battle, and his jumper in the lane is good. Well, Battle hits the shot. And Atlanta trails by 6. Teetsok and Valdis Homikis the backcourt. Here's Volkov, number 4. Homikis is number 13, a very good shooter. As is Tarakanov, number 6. The hook is blocked, but he got fouled by Konkak. NBA. Tarakanov has 10 in the game. Tarakanov has 11, and the Soviet Union by 8, 22-14. Spud Webb is in, replacing Rivers at lead guard for the Hawks. Off the pick, Battle for the jumper. Overshot. Rebound, Larry Lawrence. His layup is good. Nice play by Larry Lawrence. Larry Lawrence, a Dartmouth grad who played European basketball last season in France. Tarakanov off the pick. This is Teetsok, number 5. Sok. Ryan with the ball and hit the shot and got fouled. Nice drive by Teetsok. Priority is to set up his teammates. But the Hawks haven't been playing Sok. The second shot is missed. The rebound kicked out of bounds by Atlanta. Now, Sok makes 1 of 2, and the Soviet Union has their biggest lead, 24-16. Here's Sok. Bellastini gets called for the walk.
Five, 7 player fouls in both teams.
Spud Webb comes across. 5:15 remaining in the period. The Soviets by 8, 24-16. Neek the pick. Spud the drive. Volkov has to pick up Spud. And the jumper is no good. The rebound back tap picked up by Volkov. And the Soviets fast break. Volkov go right to the hole. A Hawk draft choice 2 years ago, and he has 10 against the Hawks in the first period. Battle the drive. Now let's see if the basket's going to count. I don't think so. The Soviet Union by 10, 26-16. Curtis Berry comes in the ball game.
Substitution, USA, number 22.
Curtis Berry comes in the ball game. I think the bonus is in effect, and so Atlanta will shoot 1 and 1 too. This is not a very good start for the Hawks. Down by 10 with 4:48 remaining in the period. There are pro rules. In FIBA rules, the Soviet Union could have rebounded the ball. Like college, you have to make the first to get the second. In pro rules, when it's 1 and 1, you get both shots. Battle hits the second. The Soviets by 9, 26-17. Volkov up high, played by Curtis Berry. Knocked away and picked up by Battle. Battle sends ahead for Spud. On the drive, Spud off to Larry Lawrence's layup is no good. The rebound tipped and taken away by Tarakanov. Ahead for Teetsok. This is Volkov. And the layup is good by Teetsok. Atlanta down by 11, 28-17. Spud the drive. And he drew the 2-shot foul. I think that might be 3 on Sok. Henry Carr, Antoine's brother, comes in the ball game for the Hawks as Spud makes the first. And the second. 28-19. The Soviets by 9 with 4 minutes remaining in the period. Volkov up top. Miglenix, a good outside shooter. You got to play him, as you do. Homicius with the ball. Here's Homicius trying to take Spud in. Knocked away by Spud, and a jump ball. The top Soviet center, of course, is Arvydas Sabonis, who has 2 Achilles tendon problems, and he has been trying to. There's the time remaining, 3:47 in the period. Sabonis, of course, might be playing in Portland next year. It's a chance, and he's been trying to get better in Portland. Here's Battle on the drive. John takes the jumper, no good, and here's Homicius. Valdis Homicius to Volkov, and Miglenix gets fouled on the way in. Now Anthony Taylor, the Hawks' #2 draft choice, comes in at big guard. Most of these players have not played in the first 2 games. Miglenix makes them both. And the Soviets get the ball on the intentional foul. And the Hawks are digging one heck of a hole for themselves, down by 11, 30-19. The lob lead for Volkov. Volkov goes backdoor. Soviets just playing great. Spud the drive. Fouled and knocked down hard by Goberov. I mentioned before, Sabonis, the #1 center, is out. And Vladimir Tkachenko, the #2 center, are doing all the playing in this 3-game series. They hope that Sabonis will play in the Olympics. They don't know if he'll be able to yet. Goberov drew the foul, and Spud has hit the first. .322 remaining in the period. Spud misses a second, and Volkov gets the rebound. Here's Miglenix. Volkov spinning on the drive, and he got fouled by Curtis Berry. Berry played his college ball at Missouri. Here is Sasha. Alexander Volkov. And the head coach, Alexander Gomelski. Volkov has missed the second, but gets his own rebound and walks. Volkov has 13. You can bring the ball in. That's another FIBA rule. You don't have to give it to the referee. Spud on the drive got bumped. It'll be 1-1-2. But the Soviets have their biggest lead, 33-20, and they are much more aggressive than the Hawks. And frankly, they're playing much better basketball. Gomelski yelled at the referees. Of course, we didn't understand. He was yelling in Russian. But the crowd really roared. He said some very funny things. One time he yelled to the referee, the Soviet referee, he said, "You are invisible." Spud misses the first. He makes the second. The Soviets by 12, 33-21. Here's Homicius, played by Anthony Taylor of Oregon State, and now the Hawks. Volkov looks for the pass and walks again. The Soviets, I guess, one of the tri-favorites in the Olympics. The United States could be a favorite, or one of the co-favorites, and Yugoslavia. The Soviets just beat Yugoslavia in the qualifying round. We have a timeout on the floor. Timeout with the score of the Soviet Union 33 and the Cross, along with Henry Carr, Cliff Livingston, and Curtis Berry. Mike playing his bench, and you would think that hereafter he's going to go with his top players. Atlanta digging a hole. An offensive foul on the screen by the Hawks. Not a shooting foul in the pros. 33-21, the Soviets by 12. 2:45 remaining in the period. And here's Igor Miglenix. Miglenix, #8. Off the pick comes Remus Kurtinitis, an outstanding jump shooter, #10. His first game in the series. A three-pointer by Volkov, no good. And out of the backcourt comes Spud. Quickly Spud front court. On the drive, in the lane, the bump, the layup is no good. But Spud drew the 2-shot foul. And here comes the first platoon in. Dominique is back, and Kevin Willis is back.
Substitution uniform number 42 and 21.
Valera Tikhonenko comes in at small forward replacing
Soviet unit number 9.
Sergei Tarakanov. Tarakanov leaves with 9. He has 9, and Volkov has 13. The two forwards doing the damage for the Soviet team. Tikhonenko, another very good shooting small forward. Spud has made the first. And the second. Spud has 6. And Atlanta now down by 10. Here's Igor Migleniks. Migleniks and Kurtinitis the backcourt with Tikhonenko, Volkov, and Goborov up front. Here's Volkov to Kurtinitis in the corner. And he stepped out of bounds. You can take the ball in. You don't have to give it to the referee. Those are FIBA rules. Spud quickly across. Drives a lane, got pushed, and draws a 2-shot foul. And there you see, it's the first. Spud has 7. And 8. And that's what Atlanta trails by 8, 33-25, with 2 minutes remaining in the first period. Igor Migleniks moves it across. Off the right side pick comes Tikhonenko. Off the pick on the right side comes Kurtinitis. Now Volkov, number 4. He's had a big first quarter. Migleniks takes the three-pointer and gets it. Migleniks hits the three-pointer. Now Dominique. Anthony Taylor hits. Taylor led the Pac-10 in scoring last year. Pretty good jump shooter. (36-25). The Soviets by 11. Volkov. Here's another three-point drive by Migleniks on the drive. Instead, he lays it in. Migleniks has scored 7 points. 7 quick points is coming in. Spud has missed the shot, and Goborov gets the rebound. Migleniks walks as he fumbled the dribble. The Soviet Union by 11, 38-27.
Substitution number 25.
Glenn Rivers comes in. The Soviets call a timeout, and there is a timeout on the floor, with the Soviet Union leading by 11, 38 in Moscow. Atlanta down by 11, 38-27, with just over a minute remaining in the period. They've been thoroughly outplayed by the Soviet Union here in the first period. And you can tell the Soviet Union about to score over 40 in the first period. Rivers and Spud Webb now with Dominique Cliff Livingston. Livingston, the jumper, is no good. The rebound is knocked out of bounds by the Hawks. Check that. Yes, by the Hawks. And it will be Soviet basketball. A very good shooting backcourt, Igor Migleniks and Remus Kurtinitis, with Alexander Volkov with the basketball here. Off the right side pick, Kurtinitis, the three-pointer is good. The Soviets playing great. Rivers on the drive, got bumped, the shot is good. Basket counts, he got fouled. Beautiful drive by Doc Rivers. On the bump, he released it and hit the shot, and they're not going to count it. Bruce Alexander trying to talk Mikhail Davidov into it, and he says no. Well, I don't really understand that. That is continuation in any basketball league, but what are you going to do? So take the basket away from Rivers, and he'll get a couple of foul shots. The Soviet Union wants to win this game badly, save some face, win one of the 3. Doc makes 1 of 2. Soviets by 12, 40-28. Tikhonenko on the drive, got stripped, and a walk on Goborov. Doc Rivers front court. Here's Willis alone. Kevin's open jumper is no good. The rebound, Dominique. He got the ball blocked going up, and it's picked up by Goborov. Igor Migleniks. Volkov the drive. And the jumper by Tikhonenko. 7 seconds left in the period. The Soviet Union by 14, 42-28. Spud, they got to shoot it now. Rivers, they won't get it off. And at the end of 1 period of play, the Soviet Union by 14 points, 42-28. This will jump for the Hawks. The second quarter begins with Atlanta down by 14. Kevin gets the back tap, but they're going to do it again. Atlanta goes with Willis, Dominique, and Cliff Livingston up front. The backcourt, the rookie Anthony Taylor. Soviets get this tip in Doc Rivers. Miglenix ahead for Volkov. Kurtinitis, a three-point try, no good, and the rebound is taken by Kevin Willis. Dominique ahead for Anthony Taylor. Taylor a lead for Rivers for the jumper. It's short, and the rebound is taken and foul on the Hawks. Be a non-shooting foul. Now the Soviet Union has number 8, Igor Miglenix, number 10, Remus Kurtinitis in the backcourt, number 9, Valery Tikhonenko, number 15, Alexander Goborov, and number 4, Alexander Volkov up front. Here's Kurtinitis. Volkov can really put it on the floor. He offensive fouls. He pushed off to get the shot. That's 3 on Volkov. They are playing NBA rules on fouls. 6 and you're out.
Substitution, USA, number 35.
Antoine Carr comes back in the game for the Hawks, replacing Cliff Livingston. Carr got 2 quick fouls. Kevin down low lays it in. Kevin Willis gets the layup. And it's a 12-point. Rivers steals from Miglenix. Doc Rivers the drive. He jams. That is the way that probably the U.S. Olympic team would play the Soviet Union. Full court pressure. Kurtinitis comes across, played by Anthony Taylor, the rookie from the University of Oregon. Now Volkov, front court, played by Carr. Here's Tikhonenko. Jump passing in the corner for the open Goborov jumper, good. Valera Goborov hits the jumper. And the Soviet Union by 12, 44-32. Dominique. In and out. Rebound, Kevin Willis. His hook is good. Basket counts, he got fouled. So Willis gets the follow. And Atlanta has closed to within 10 with 10.5 remaining in the first half. The second foul shot missed, and here is Goborov getting the rebound. The second string center sends to Miglenix. Ahead for Volkov. Beautiful drive by Volkov. A lead for Willis, and he jams on the other end. Here's Volkov, who threw it away after double dribbling the ball. That was not called. His dribble touched both hands. I don't know why there's a stoppage of play. There's not supposed to be. The Hawks should have been able to inbound the ball. 10:08 remaining in the period. By 10, Dominique. Atlanta's jump shooting has been awful. Rivers got fouled going up. Dominique dunks, but it won't count. The Soviet Union plays defense really a lot like NBA teams. They collapse in the lane, and if you can't hit a jump shot, unless you're fast breaking, you can have some trouble. And Atlanta thus far hasn't been able to hit any jump shots worth it all. The Soviets by 10 with about 10 minutes remaining in the period. Here's Rivers on the drive. Goes right in the lane. His layup is no, it's good. He rolled it in, and he'll get the foul shot. Rivers has 9, and he can bring the Hawks to within 7. So the Hawks starting to get back in this game. We're in the second period with 9:45 remaining as you look at Mike Fratello on the sidelines. You know, Atlanta believes that if you're going to be here, you might as well win. They've won the first 2 games, and they're really going to try for the sweep. Rivers has 10 in the game. Kurtinitis and Miglenix the backcourt with Volkov, Goborov, and Tikhonenko. Now Teek Sok is in the backcourt. The lead guard, he got fouled by Taylor. Anthony Taylor drew the foul. It's a non-shooting foul. Miglenix is out. Rivers steals the pass, and Teek Sok bumps into him, and the ball goes out of bounds. Rivers almost had the breakaway. Now Teet Sok in front court. He's number 5, played by Rivers. They run a 1-4. Atlanta's 1-4. Volkov up top for Sok. Off the right side, pick Kurtinitis, and he walks. Atlanta and the Soviets have played together, practiced together, and Mike Fratello was commenting the Soviets have taken a lot of the Hawks' plays. That's one of them, running the 1-4 set. Here's Rivers on the drive, past Kurtinitis, and there's going to be another foul on Atlanta. Taylor draws the foul on the pick. Now Valdis Homiches comes back in the game. John Battle will get in probably for Taylor. This is Teet Sok. Again, the 1-4. Homikis on the drive. Off to Volkov. His shot is good. No basket. No basket, and they call a foul on Anthony Taylor. The reason that the basket didn't count, it was tipped in. We're going to see a replay. Oh, that was the play before. The walking violation. The reason the basket didn't count is the shot missed. It was tipped in, but they called the foul on the drive, and Alexander Volkov will shoot 2. Just under 9 minutes remaining in the half. The Soviets have led by as many as 14, lead by 7. Volkov has missed the first. He's not a great foul shooter. He missed 2 big foul shots in the game in Tbilisi that really hurt the Soviet cause. But Alexander, or Sasha as he's known, as 16. Doc Rivers to come across. He and John battle the backcourt with Carr, Willis, and Neek. The Soviets by 8. Swinging for Dominique. Carr is posted up. Dominique baseline, is pass tipped away. Good defense, Soviets. Homikas ahead now for Goborov. Rivers makes a steal. He and Dominique. Neek the drive. And he misses the jam. And they got called for walking anyway. Off the pick, Volkov, and he walks. He stumbled as he came off the pick. Atlanta down by 8 as Rivers comes front court. Off the Willis pick comes Rivers. Carr posted up. Twan in the lane. The fake, the hook is good. Nice fake. Antoine Carr, an outstanding low post player. Now it's a 6-point game, Soviets. Here's Teet Sok, the lead guard, number 5, played by Rivers. Off the pick comes Homiches for the jumper, no. And the rebound goes over the backboard. And let's see now if Alexander will get his way or Davidov. Davidov. That's Carr's fake. Antoine has great fakes, and of course he's so powerful. Carr has drawn his 3rd foul. So the NBA referee, Bruce Alexander, tried to argue Davidoff out of the call, but Davidoff wouldn't have any of it, and the Soviets get the ball back. Victor Pankrushkin is in the game for the first time at center for the Soviets. Now bringing in a Kurtinitis, played by Dominique. This is Homiches, back to Kurtinitis for the 3-pointer. It is no good. The rebound, Rivers, and he got fouled by Kurtinitis. Kurtinitis draws the foul. Kurtinitis leaves, and Sergei Tarakanov comes back in. 47-41, a 6-point lead for the Soviet Union. It was a 14-point lead at its highest. And you know what is bad about this game? It's becoming a duel between Mikhail Davidov, the Soviet official, and Bruce Alexander, the NBA official. Now let's see if the Soviets over the limit. Mike Fratello obviously says yes. And it is 1-1, and Atlanta will shoot. Let's give you the Soviet team. Number 5 is Cheat Sok. Number 6 is Sergei Tarakanov. Number 15 is Valera Gobarov. Number 13 is Valdis Homiches. And number 12 is Viktor Pankrashkin. They go with a 2-center lineup. Rivers has hit the first. And Atlanta now down by only 5. Atlanta down by 4, 47-43. Here is number 5, Cheat Sok. Valdis Homiches, number 13. Gobarov, one of the 2 centers being played now. This is Tarakanov, the captain. Now Homiches off the corner to Pankrashkin. Gobarov knocked away and stolen by Dominique. Here comes Dominique. His drive is no good, but he drew the 2-shot foul from Gobarov.
Substitution, Soviet Union, number 4.
The Soviets have 4 players with 3 fouls. The first by Neek is good. Rex Lardner tells me that the Hawks have outscored the Soviets now 17-5 as Neek makes them both. And it's a 2-point game, 47-45. Soviets by 2 after leading by 14. The lead guard Sok, Tarakanov, got bumped by Dominique. And Dominique takes his argument to Bruce Alexander. That's really not good for the game, though, that both teams are kind of using an official to get calls. One official. Dominique has drawn his first. Atlanta is over the limit, so Tarakanov will get 2. Sok and Homiches, the backcourt, and the front court, Tarakanov, Volkov, and Viktor Pankrashkin. This is Tarakanov, an awfully good shooter. Sergei has 11 in the game. The Soviets by 4, 49-45. Rivers in battle with Cliff Livingston, Kevin Willis, and Dominique against the zone. Dominique roaming the baseline, drops it off to Willis. He jams. Sharunas Marshalanis is trying to warm up that aching knee. He has something loose in his knee and really can't cut, but he may come in the game. Off the pick comes Homiches, and he got fouled by Battle. That call by the Soviet official. Missed by Homiches. And Valdis has one more and hits. However, all the controversy going on is going to spur the Hawks. They're going to play their hardest to win this game for that reason. Soviets in the zone, and Dominique roaming the baseline, comes out right wing. They want to overload the zone. They go cross court for Rivers, and he missed the jumper. The rebound is knocked out of bounds by the Hawks. The Soviet Union by 3, 50-47 with 6:17. And here's the hand for Marcello. Sharunas Marcellenis. And don't think he's just a scorer. He can really pass the basketball. He's an awfully good player, and he might very well be in the NBA. He might be in the NBA next year. Here's Marcellenis. Alexander Volkov, the drive. Volkov has 18. Dominique, a 3-point try. He missed it, and the rebound taken away by Tarakanov. A lead for Marcellenis. There's a great pass. That's what I mean by his passing. Marcellenis makes a quick pass. Willis, the drive. The runner is no good. The rebound, Battle. Battle fakes it and lays it up and in. The Soviets by 3, 52-49. 5.5 remaining in the half. Teak Sok comes across. He and Marshallinas the backcourt. Volkov up top for Sok, number 5. Here's Marshallinas, number 7. The drive is good. And he got fouled. Nice drive.
Замены. Номер 32 Джон Конкак, номер 8.
John Konkak comes in for Kevin Willis. Oh, it is Konkak. Livingston. There's the drive by Marshallinas. Nice soft shots, good quick drives, very good first step. Hey, he's going to be a good player. He is a good player. If he gets to the NBA, I think he's going to make it. He hits a three-point play. 55-49, the Soviets by 6. Rivers, played by Marshallinas, takes him for the jumper around and out. The rebound taken away by Volkov. Alexander Volkov with Tarakanov ahead. To Marshallinas, he got pushed and knocked down. And the Hawks are going to call time.
Yes, timeout Atlanta. Timeout long.
So Atlanta closed to within 2. The Soviets had opened up to 6 with timeout, 5 minutes remaining. And then a very quick interview with the commissioner of the NBA, David Stern. This is John Sterling at the Palace of Sports in the Luzhniki Sports Complex as Marshallinas hits the first foul shot. 5 minutes remaining in the half. The Soviets now lead it by 7. And Marshallinas could give him an 8-point lead. He does not. The rebound is taken away by the Hawks. Spud Webb and John battle the backcourt with Konkak, Cliff Livingston, and Dominique. Konkak, a high pick. Battle uses the pick. Konkak rolls. Battle fakes Bellastini and gets fouled. It'll be a 2-shot foul. I think it may have been Tarakanov coming from behind. It'll be a 2-shot foul. The Soviet Union thoroughly outplayed the Hawks. They led by 14 at the end of the period. Atlanta closed to within 2. Now down by 7, 56-49. Battle has 9 as he makes both. 5-point ball game, 56-51 Soviets. Igor Miglenix comes across. He and Marshallinas now the backcourt. Miglenix, number 8. Off the pick comes Tarakanov for the jumper long. Rebound, Cliff Livingston. Livingston finds Battle. Dominique is on his left. Battle, cross-court Spud. The drive off to Battle. In the lane, this fake, and the ball is tipped, taken away by Miglenix. Ahead now, and Spud Webb goes high in the air to knock it off Marshallinas out of bounds. What a play by Spud. What a play by Spud, but he can go up, as you well know. Here's Neek, played by Volkov. Neek behind the three-point area on the drive. The runner in the lane is short. Rebound, Dominique kept it alive. Livingston, the jumper, is good. Basket counts. He got fouled. And there's going to be also a foul on the Hawks.
Мяч засчитан. Фол получил Джон Конкак, номер 32.
Konkak draws a foul. Does the basket count? Basket counts. So Cliff Livingston gets the hoop. It's a 3-point ball game. Tarakanov makes the first. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the first half, which has not been a very good one for the Hawks, but they've remained close. Tarakanov makes them both. Spud Webb comes across. They say when you play on the road, if you're going to win, it's going to be close. Thus far, the Hawks have won 2 straight, and both very close. Spud, the drive. Livingston, the layup. Volkov across. Tarakanov, the three-pointer, is good. Good play by Volkov. You've seen Volkov now play for half. Don't you think he could play in the NBA? I do. He's a tough player. The Soviets by 5, 60-55. Dominique posted, takes the jumper and leaves it short, and the rebound by Tarakanov. But Miglenix kicks it out of bounds, and Atlanta gets it back. Kevin Willis will come in.
Номер 42 Кевин Уильямс.
And Larry Lawrence will come in. Dominique has been off his feed, and he goes out. And Concat comes out. Atlanta goes now with Willis, Cliff Livingston, and Larry Lawrence up front. The backcourt, Spud and John Battle. Battle triggers into Spud. It's a 5-point Soviet lead with just over 3 minutes remaining in the half. Willis sets the high pick. Off the pick, Battle. Marshalinas, great steal. Marshalinas the drive. Livingston bottled up. Spud throws it away. And here's a lead now for Marshalinas. He got fouled by Battle, and the Soviet Union is building their lead again. Battle draws the foul, and
Номер 25
Marshalinas will get a couple.
Substitution.
Doc Rivers comes in for Battle. Marcello makes the first.
On Wilson's row. Behind me in the middle. You hear that?
And the second. Two foul shots by Marshalinas, and it's a 9-point lead, 64-55 Soviet Union. Larry Lawrence back in, drives on Miglenix, gets bumped in the corner.
Point it out to him.
Trapped in the corner. Cross court, Rivers, the three-point try is short, and the rebound taken away by Miglenix. Atlanta's jump shooting has been absolutely awful today. Marshalinas, beautiful drive. So Marcello has come in and scored 10 quick points in just a few minutes, and the Soviet Union has reopened their lead. They lead by 11, 66-55. Larry Lawrence on the baseline sends outside for Rivers. Livingston, the jump pass for Spud, and his jumper is no good, and he drew a two-shot foul. Marshalinas ran into Spud and then held him so he wouldn't get hurt. And little Spud will get a couple of foul shots with 2 minutes remaining in the half. And Alexander Gomelski gives a big smile for the camera. Spud makes one of two. He has 9 in the game. It's a 10-point ball game. Soviets. Under 2 minutes remaining. Here's Igor Miglenix. Off the double pick comes Marshalinas for the jumper. Leaves it short. Spud gets the rebound and will run it up. Little Sputnik on the drive. The runner is good. Count the basket. He got fouled on the play. Oh, what a drive by Spud. We can't show you the pictures we want because these are Soviet pictures, but they're going to show it. Spud puts on the Jets, a crossover dribble, and a beautiful lefty hook drive over a 7-footer, Belostini. Well, that's a heck of a play by little Sputnik. Spud has 11, and he could bring the Hawks within 7 as you look at Mike Fratello on the Hawk bench. Spud does just that. 66-59. It's a 7-point Soviet lead with a minute and a half remaining in the first half. Miglenix finds Volkov. Belostini down low. Blocked by Willis. And a 2-shot foul against Kevin Willis. Belostini seldom looks to shoot. That time he did and got fouled. Alexander Belostini headed for Spain along with his coach next year. This team plays over 100 games a year. They play many more than NBA games, any NBA teams that play 82. Belostini makes them both.
Арбитры уточнили, что в пол получил Кевин Уильямс, номер 42.
Valera Goberov, the second team center, replaces Belostini.
Number 15.
Dominique comes back in the game. Kevin Willis, Cliff Livingston, and Dominique with Spud and Doc Rivers. 68-59, a 9-point Soviet lead. Neek. Willis posting up. The pass is tipped and taken away by Miglenix. Here's a 3-on-2 break. Volkov finds Tarakanov. His layup is no good. The rebound taken away by Cliff Livingston. Ahead for Dominique. To Rivers on the drive. He got stripped and knocked out of bounds, but the foul, no foul, just stripped and knocked out of bounds. And you see 59 seconds remaining in the half. Great features coming up at halftime. The one you really enjoy is the Hawks going through Red Square yesterday. We had a contingent of about 60 people go through, and it was a lot of fun. And more than interesting, very interesting. Livingston's jumper short. Cliff his own rebound. The short jumper no good. Kevin Willis the rebound. Knocked out of bounds by the Soviet Union. Atlanta just can't shoot a jump shot today. Now Spud to trigger in. Does so Dominique. Spud had to lay it up too high. The rebound is loose. Knocked out of bounds by the Hawks. Volkov the drive. Blocked beautifully by Livingston, but Cliff drew the foul. There's the replay of it. Livingston gets up. He got the ball. He also made contact with Volkov. And Alexander will get 2. He has 18 in the game. He really goes to the hole. He might need a better jump shot to become an NBA player, but that's all. But he's only 24 years old, too. His foul shooting at times is awful, and you just saw 2 examples of it. 28 seconds remaining in the period. You know, one thing I haven't pointed out, they're not playing with a 24-second clock today, playing with a 25-second clock because the clock does not reset to 24. Don't ask me why, but it doesn't, so they're playing with 25. Atlanta spreads the defense. Rivers out front with the basketball. Atlanta trying to open it up as Rivers goes around Tarakanov. The layup is no good, and the foul is called with 6 seconds remaining in the half. Atlanta trailed by 14. There's David Stern, along with the executive vice president of TBS, Bob Wessler. And Bob and David have been at each of the 3 games. That's Stan Kasten's wife, Helen Kasten, next to Mr. Wessler. Rivers has made the first. Now Glenn has one more. He could bring the Hawks within 7 with 6 seconds remaining, and does. So Rivers the foul shot. The Soviets have 6. Ahead for Tarakanov. A 3-point try is no good, and that'll do it. And at the end of 1 half of play, Atlanta has come partially back. Down by 14 at the end of the Hawks led by 7 at the half, 45-38, wound up winning the ball game 85-84. In the second game in Vilnius, Lithuania, the USSR had a 2-point 47-45 lead. Well, we begin the second half here, the third and final game of the Friendship Tour, with the Soviet Union leading by 7, 68-61, and there's a shot of somebody's watch. Kevin Willis and Alexander Belostini in the center circle. There is a new referee. We'll get you his name. And the tip to Volkov, who drives and lays it in. Volkov has 20 in the game. Atlanta begins with Doc Rivers and John Battle. That's the backcourt. The front court of Antoine Carr, Kevin Willis, and Dominique. I'll give you the Soviets. in a moment. Carr up top. Atlanta has to shoot the jump shot better and be much more aggressive. Willis hits a jump shot. Teet Skok and Marshallanis the backcourt with Volkov, Tarakanov, and Belostini. Here's Marshallanis trying to take Battle in, cannot do it. Pass is tipped. Teet Skok up top now for Tarakanov. Picked up by Rivers on the switch. Now Marshallanis. Marcello, the drive. The layup is around and good. Marshallanis has 12. He didn't start with a balky knee, but the knee hasn't bothered him. Rivers, the drive, the bump, the shot is no good, and there's a foul. And the Soviet official, whose name is Mikhail Gregorov, puts the foul on Dominique. Neek's second. Now here's Teet Skok. 9-point Soviet lead, Marshallanis. Skok, the drive. Carr blocks the shot. The rebound is tipped and taken away by Volkov. Tarakanov, the easy layup. And Atlanta quickly calls a timeout. And Atlanta better get a lot more physical or they're going to be beaten. Atlanta has been down all game long. They've trailed by as many as 14. They trail here by 11. 10.5 remaining in the third period. Rivers front court. Neek off the pick. His short jumper is good. Dominique has 8. And if you've seen the Hawks play, you know they don't win too often if Dominique doesn't score. He has to have a big second half. Here's Marshallanis on the drive, doubled up. Sok to Tarakanov. Belostini is not guarded. He never looks to shoot. Tarakanov does and missed the shot. Rebound, Antoine Carr. John Battle across. Willis gets the jam. Nice pass. Battle drew the defense and found Kevin Willis underneath, and it's a 7-point Soviet lead, 74-67. Off the right side, pick comes Tarakanov. They give it left side to Marshallanis. Belostini posts. Marshallanis misses the shot, and Dominique rebounds to Doc Rivers. Kevin is posted up and doubled up. The baseline jumper is good. Kevin Willis. Atlanta now down by 5. They scored 6 straight points, 74-69. Teet Skok finds Volkov. Marshallanis, the layup is no good, but he drew the foul from Dominique. Neek has drawn his third. The scoreboard has 3. And now they change it. He has 4. And Marshallanis makes his foul shots. First, Cliff Livingston will come in for Dominique. So Atlanta down by 6. (75-69). Battle to Carr. Post. The jumper is short, but he drew the 2-shot foul. Now, Valdis Chomicsis comes back in the game, replacing Teet Skok. Here's Carr bumping with Volkov.
Number 13.
Battle, front court. They didn't call it a 2-shot foul. Why, I don't know. Carr was going up. Three-second violation on the Hawks before the jumper. So the Soviets get it back, leading by 6, 75-69. Here's Volkov. Alexander Volkov has had a big game. Marshallanis, as Battle fights his way through the pick. Marshallanis, the drive, finds Volkov. Tarakanov gets a layup. What a good pass by Volkov. Tarakanov has 20. Rivers double dribbles the ball. Atlanta down by 8, 77-69. The Soviets go with Chomicsis and Marshallanis in the backcourt, Belostini, Volkov, and Tarakanov up front. This probably is their best 5. Volkov, the long jumper, good, a 3-pointer. Volkov has 23, and the Soviet lead balloons to 11, 80-69. Rivers front court. Battle goes through. Carr the pick. Rivers finds Battle for the jumper. Good. Basket counts. He got fouled. Spud Webb will get in for the Hawks.
Замена номер 4 Энтони Спад Уэбб.
John Battle hits the jumper. If you're wondering, basketball is the same all over. Like all NBA coaches, Alexander Gomelski argues with the officials continually. Battle a three-point play. Atlanta down by 8, 80-72. This is Volkov having a big game. Bellastini knocked away by Willis overplaying, and Spud runs it up. He gets bumped in the backcourt, and the foul is called against Valdis Hormichis. That's Hormichis' second. There's Alexander Gomelski. He goes after the officials just like any NBA coach, or most NBA coaches. Spud Webb and John Battle the backcourt with Willis, Livingston, and Carr. The Hawks down by 8. Battle, left wing. Carr posted up. Bellastini hanging in the lane. Spud, the baseline drive is around and no good, but he drew the two-shot foul. It'll be a two-shot foul for Spud. Spud has 13 and 14. And Atlanta scratches their way back to 6, 80-74 Soviets. 7:15 remaining in the third. Here's Hormichis. Tarakanov fumbles in the corner and gets it back. Bellastini posts. Tarakanov on the drive, spins, gets blocked by Livingston. Volkov gets it back and lays it in. Well, Alexander Volkov has been the difference today. He has had an absolutely terrific game. You know, you might think it's opportunistic, but the good players seem to be the opportunistic ones. Now there's going to be a timeout, I believe, called by the Soviets, I believe. We'll wait and see. That's the shot by Volkov, and he drew the foul. Alexander has 25 in the game. Alexander Volkov. I'll be darned if they didn't signal a timeout. However, it is not forthcoming. Volkov will get a foul shot. And Volkov has 26 in the game. And the Soviets lead by 9, 83-74. Spud and John Battle with Livingston, Willis, and Carr.
You're right.
6:40 remaining in the third. Battle, the drive in the lane. The runner is good. Tough shot by John Battle. Battle has 14, but Atlanta still trails in the game. They have trailed from the get-go. They trail by 7 here. Marshalanis gives it up to Volkov. Volkov played by Antoine Carr, but no one's done a very good job on Volkov today. Here's Marshalanis. Knocked away by Battle and Stone. Spud. Quickly Spud on the drive. His layup is good. So the second string backcourt, Spud Webb and John Battle, have brought the Hawks back. Volkov, the layup by Tarakanov is good. Tarakanov has 22. Spud goes all the way. The runner is no good. The rebound taken away by Bellastini. Hormichis comes across. The Soviets by 7, 85-78. Marshalanis finds Bellastini for the jumper, way short. The rebound taken away by Marshalinas. His layup is no good. That rebound is not going to bounds. It'll be Atlanta basketball. You know, it's interesting. Basketball really is the same all over. When you have a player who does not look to shoot, in that case, Belosteni, when he shoots it, normally he'll be way off because he's not looking to shoot, so he shoots it too tight. Atlanta still down by 7. Now 5.5 remaining in the third. Carr posts up. Here's Cliff Livingston with the basketball. Off the pick comes Battle. He was freed by a bad pick by Kevin Willis, and Willis draws the foul. Oh, Willis moved on the pick. He gets called on that a lot during the NBA year. Remus Kurtinitis comes in the ball game for the Soviets. Homichis and Kurtinitis the backcourt. Marshalinas goes out with Tarakanov, Belosteni, and Alexander Volkov. A lot of conferences in this game. Almost everything is being discussed. Almost everything is being argued, too. Homichis, number 13, brings it across. He and Kurtinitis, number 10. The backcourt three-pointer by Homichis, no good. The rebound Battle gets bumped right away by Kurtinitis. Five minutes, 18 seconds remaining in third. There's Marcello. You saw him briefly on the sideline, which could bring him right back in the game. Now the Bruce Alexander and Mikhail Davidov. Valera Goberov, the second-string center, comes in the game. Tim Rockwood tells me that Belosteni drew his fourth. That's why he's out. Truthfully, I don't know why they call that a deliberate foul. He did bang him, but I mean, that's part of the game. And another conference goes on. Antoine Carr. I'll bet that occurred away from the ball. Carr misses the first. 5:18 remaining in the third. Carr could bring the Hawks within 6. Atlanta's forwards have really been outscored and outplayed. Cliff Livingston has scored 4 points. Antoine Carr 3. Dominique has scored 8. Now Battle gets 2 shots and he misses the first. So there must have been 2 deliberate fouls called in the same play. Battle makes the second, and the Soviets get the ball back. Battle has 15. He and Spud Webb have kept the Hawks alive. Atlanta trails by 5, 85-80. Here's Tarakanov. Cross-courting Volkov with a long jumper way short, and the rebound taken by Homichis. He went up and down. He went up and down as he looked for the jump shot. Spud quickly to Kevin Willis. Get it back to Spud. On the drive, in the lane. The layup is around the rim and in. Count the basket. He got fouled on the play. A great drive by Spud Webb. Little Sputnik has 18. Here's the play by Spud. What an exciting play by Spud. He went right past the defense, and he could bring the Hawks within 2. And you wonder how the Hawks could be this close in the game. They haven't played that well. Spud has 19. It is 85-83. So Atlanta has come from way back to within 2. Homichis to Volkov. Alexander the drive, the spin, no shot. Goberov the jumper, no good. Atlanta could tie the game for the first time since it was 0. And the pass tipped out of bounds by the Soviet Union by Sasha Volkov. 4:38 remaining in the third. Atlanta has come from 11 down in the period to tying it up, to within 2. The scoreboard is wrong. That's why I thought it was tied. What are you going to do? Now another argument at the scorer's table. Gee, I hope the Braves aren't too willing to start early. This game is going to go on forever. There's a discussion on almost every play. Now they have changed it, and they're right. The Hawks have not tied it up. It is 85-83 Soviets, but Atlanta has all the time in the world. 4:38 left in the third and then the fourth period. They were down by 7 coming in, and I think they were down by at least 11 in the period. Webb and John Battle have brought the Hawks back. They're in the backcourt with Willis, Livingston, and Carr. Dominique on the bench with 4 fouls. Well, good. Let's have another up with a hoop, and it hasn't been tied since it was 0. Battle on the drive. In the lane, the jumper is good. John Battle. Battle has 17. We're all tied at 85 with 4:20 remaining in the third. Igor Miglenix finds Kurtinitis. A 3-guard offense for the Soviets with Marshall-Ennis, Miglenix, and Kurtinitis. Down low, Goborov. His layup is jammed. Valera Goborov. 87-85, Soviets by 2. Battle with Carlo. John on the baseline fires way outside for Cliff Livingston. Here's Spud. Spud, the drive in the lane. The runner is blocked. The rebound is taken by Livingston. Willis, the jumper out of the corner. No. Rebound, Spud. Back to Kevin Willis. He drives and got fouled. A 2-shot foul. Atlanta much more aggressive in the period, and that's why they've scratched their way back. John Konkak sits at the little table in front of the scorer's table. He'll get in a little bench. Kevin will get 2. Kevin looking for a 17-point. He's got it. Atlanta has never led in the game. 87-86. The Soviets by 1 with 3:40 remaining. Again, playing a 3-guard offense. Here's Marshall-Ennis. Miglenix, a 3-point try. It's good. Igor Miglenix, just one of the many 3-point shooters on this team. Miglenix, Marshall-Ennis, Holmichis, Tarakanov. I mean, they have a flood of 3-point shooters, which you need in European-style basketball. Cliff gets fouled. And that's 5 on Valera Goborov. He's the backup center. He has great promise, though. He's very young and is a much better offensive player than Belo Steny, the #1 center. Of course, the #1 center is injured. Sabonis, he's terrific. Livingston makes the first. Now Clifford Good News Livingston can bring the Hawks within 2. And he does. John Konkak is in. It's Konkak, Carr, and Livingston with Spud and John Battle. Miglenix brings it across. Off the pick, Kurtinitis, a great 3-point shooter, and there it goes. He's got it. Spud finds Livingston. His 3-pointer is good. Cliff Livingston. And Livingston is not a 3-point shooter. 93-91. The Soviets by 2. Heck of a ball game. 2:45 remaining in the third. Up top she goes for Volkov for the long jumper. Good. A 3-pointer, and Volkov has 29. Battle fakes. Down low, Livingston, who drives. His short jumper is good. Cliff Livingston has 11 in the game. Atlanta down by 3, 96-93. 2:20 remaining in the third. Marshall-Ennis, right of the key. Oh, what a pass to Goborov. He missed the shot. Kurtinitis rebounds it in. Did you see that quick pass by Marshall-Ennis? He can play. He can flat out play. Front court Spud. Now Battle. Konkak sets a pick for Carr down low. Soviets zoning it up down low. Carr misses long. Rebound is taken away and picked up, though, by Carr. Carr's layup is no good, and the walking violation is called by the Soviet official, Grigoriev. And we're going to have a timeout. So Atlanta got 93. Here's Igor Miglenix across. Soviets playing their 3-guard offense. Remus Kurtinitis, #10. Is Miglenix. The other guard, of course, is Marshall-Ennis, along with Volkov and Belo Steny. Volkov. Belosteny misses the layup, and the rebound is tipped and taken away by the Hawks. And Belosteny is getting booed here in the Soviet Union. Basketball is the same all over. People don't change, and neither does basketball. Spud and John Battle, who have brought the Hawks back. Without them, they've been beaten easily. Pass is tipped out of bounds. 9 seconds on the 25-second shot clock. We're playing 25 today. Battle's going to try to go around Miglenix. He does. For the jumper, no. Rebound is put up and in by Cliff Livingston. Livingston has 13, and the Hawks now trail by 3, 98-95. Under a minute remaining in the third. Miglenix. Marshalanis against Battle. Sharunas on the drive, dishes it back outside for Volkov. Now Marshalanis got hammered by Konkak. It'll be a two-shot foul. 6 seconds remaining. Here's the drive by Marshalanis, and Konkak just wrapped him up. Marcello just gets his 15th point. He hasn't played a lot. Held out of the starting lineup due to a slight knee injury. The second is missed. Spud saves it in. 99-95. It's a 4-point lead for the Soviets. Spud comes front court. Atlanta cannot use the whole clock. They can use all but 11 seconds. Spud around the Willis pick. Here's Battle with Willis low. Konkak on the drive, lays it in. The Soviets have 10 seconds. Here's Miglenix. Igor Miglenix, number 8. Off the right side pick, Kurtinitis. Kurtinitis leans in. His jumper is short. And the rebound taken by Konkak. Spud at the buzzer. No. Well, the Hawks have closed to within 2. We have a whale of a fourth period coming up. At the end of 3, the score. Now the Hawks, who have never led in this game. Soviets led by Alexander Volkov's brilliant 29-point performance. And Sergei Tarakanov has 22. And Marshalanis has 15. Well, now the Hawks can tie. They get the tip. Doc Rivers and Leon Wood in for the first time. That's the backcourt with Willis, Konkak, and Livingston. Neek on the bench with 4. Livingston in the lane for the jumper. No. Livingston the rebound. No. Cliff the rebound. No. Konkak the rebound. No good. The rebound taken away by Remus Kurtinitis. Here's Volkov on the drive. He got fouled. He has been great going to the basket. I told you that he reminded me a lot of Kiki Vandeweghe. Not that he's as quick as Kiki. He certainly can't shoot like Kiki, but he's much bigger and stronger and a much better rebounder. And Volkov, with 29 points, I think has been brilliant. It is Volkov, Tarakanov at small forward, and Valera Goberov at center. The backcourt, Igor Miglenix and Remus Kurtinitis. Volkov has 30 in the game. Now Volkov has one more. Konkak picked up his 5th. Foul shot is good. Volkov has 31. Rivers front court. Atlanta now down by 4, 101-97. Atlanta runs a 1-4 off the pick. Leon Wood for the jumper. No. Rebound is taken by Konkak. Doc Rivers calls 5 down. Off the Willis pick, Doc. And his jumper good. Rivers has 16. Atlanta again down by 2. There's Dominique. He's going to come back in. He's got to be careful playing with 4. 11 minutes to go in the game. Atlanta down by 2, 101-99. Tarakanov off the pick. Has it knocked away, but is picked up by Miglenix. Here's Kurtinitis, played by Leon Wood. Miglenix. On the drive, Tarakanov finds Goberov. He missed the stuff, but he drew the foul. It's going to be a 2-shot foul. And it is, there's Tarakanov the cut. Here's the good pass. Konkak left his man, and Goberov picked up the foul. It'll be a 2-shot foul. Dominique comes back in. And my duty to tell you this telecast is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the National Basketball Association. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express consent of the NBA is prohibited. Goberov has made them both. 103-99. The Soviet Union clings to the lead. They've led every inch of the way by as many as 14. Rivers finds Wood in the corner. The fake and the jumper. No. Rebound. Alexander Volkov. A lead for Kurtinitis too long. He saves it. That is picked up by Tarakanov, the jumper gun. Two Hawks ran together and missed what should have been the ball. Tarakanov has 24. Atlanta down by 6. Going to be a non-shooting foul. Leon Wood just couldn't get the shot to go down. He's replaced by John Battle. Gee, guess what? Another conference.
Рина Скординайтис получил 6-й фол.
Kurtinitis has just fouled out of the game. He fouls out with 8 points. Off the right side pick comes Battle. Volkov slips. Battle, the jumper in the lane is good. Can he go up or not? That's why Battle can get a shot off. He can get in the lane anytime he wants, and he can just soar over people. Great jumping ability. Battle has 19. Atlanta down by 4, 105-101. Marcellinus has come in, replacing Kurtinitis. Here's Marcello. Bobarov, not a bad jump shooter, hits. Valera Gobarov, 107-101. The Soviets by 6. They continue to cling to the lead. Now 9:20 in the game. Livingston gets free, lays it up, no good, but he drew the foul. And I think that Gobarov has fouled out. Now, I'm not sure if the scoreboard is right. Sometimes I'm not sure if my stats are right, but I think Gobarov has fouled out. So Gobarov fouls out. And Belosteny comes back in the game. Livingston gets 2. Clifford has 14. Here's Newsy for the second of 2 shots. Antoine Carr re-enters the game, replacing Livingston, who gets a rest. 107-103. The Soviet Union by 4 with 9:15 remaining. We could have a great finish. We've had great finishes in this series. Marcellinus, behind his back, got fouled. Marcellinus can flat out play. You know, they liken him to Gail Goodrich. We mentioned that in the open, but he's much bigger and stronger than Goodrich. I mean, I only wish Sharunas the career that Gail Goodrich Stumpy had, but Marcellinus is a very strong guy at about 6'4". He gets 2 and misses the first. His 2 foul shots in Vilnius with 2 seconds left in the game tied it up and sent it to overtime. Marcellinus has 1 more. Marcellinus has 16. The Soviet Union by 5, 108-103, 9 minutes remaining. Rivers and Battle with Dominique, Kevin Willis, and Carr. Rivers to Carr, driving. His layup is no good, but he drew the foul. Rivers setting up Antoine. Belosteny drew the foul. Belosteny has 4, I think. Carr makes 1 of 2. Atlanta down by 4, 108-104. Will Atlanta ever get the lead in this game? They haven't as yet. 8:45 remaining. Here's Miglenis off the right side pick. Tarakanov, the jumper is no good. The rebound chased down by Kevin Willis. He sends out Rivers. Doc. Carr the drive. In the lane, the runner is short. Willis jams it in. Kevin Fresh Willis jammed it home. Kevin has 19. It's a 2-point game, 108-106, and 8:25. Loads of time remaining. Tarakanov, played by Dominique. Marshallinas has it knocked away, saves it, and throws it out of bounds. It'll be Atlanta basketball. Well, once again, the Hawks have a chance to tie. First, the Soviet Union has called time. Quickly, timeout on the floor. And the score, Rivers and Battle with Willis, Carr, and Dominique. Here's Neek. Atlanta could tie it up with a hoop and take the lead with a three-pointer. Rivers, the jumper. It is no good. Dominique, the rebound. And Mikhail Grigoriev called the foul on Willis. A pushing foul underneath, and Kevin has 4. So again, the Hawks with a chance to tie do not. And here is Valis Homikis. Marshallinas off the pick. Good pass to Bellastini. Boy, can he pass, huh? Homikis. Marshallinas now finds Bellastini. Blocked beautifully by Carr, and a jump ball. There's a great block by Antoine, and Antoine can really block shots. Just under 8 minutes remaining in the game. A long time to go. Bellastini at 7 feet. Carr at about 6'9". Carr gets the tip. Again, Atlanta could tie with a three-pointer, take the lead. Out of the backcourt now comes Rivers. Dominique is going to come off a baseline pick, and does. Battle flashes up top. Battle, the runner in the lane. No. Rebound taken away by Valdis Homikis. Here's Miglenix across. Homikis. And there's a foul. It's on the Hawks. Called by Mikhail Grigoriev. A non-shooting foul. And Atlanta is over the limit, so the Soviet Union will get 1 and 1 too. Atlanta having a lot of chances to tie it and have not been able to. Here's Marshallinas. Marcello has 17. He could give the Soviets a 4-point lead. Atlanta down by 4.